Hello everybody and welcome back to the cooperative multiplayer. Now, after the previous episode, which was a bit of a disaster, although it ended well with the cultivation work, we have got some good news, and that is thanks to everybody who commented in the previous episode, telling us to, or suggesting to us to get the Extreme Sales Unlocker mod, and we've installed it. And it works really well. So what it's doing is it's adding one machine every hour. I think it might be removing one every hour as well. So one comes in, one goes, which is just a brilliant system. And we've not in any way fiddled this. We cannot influence it, I don't think, in any way. But after resting, 2 tractors have popped up in the sale. One of them, not really worth it. The other one is worth it because it's 4-wheel drive. It's not super powerful. It's actually less powerful than our most powerful tractor, but it's 4-wheel drive, and that should make a big difference to pulling the cultivator. I'm not saying it's going to pull that cultivator, because that requires 150 horsepower, but this is still going to be very handy to have. And yes, it does have a front weight feature, and you can also put a front loader on it as well. So this could all be really, really handy. I think it's probably worth getting it with those features. Yeah. As for beacons and stuff, we'll probably go without. And everything else I think can stay standard. So this is 24,000. Let's see if it works. Yes! Yes, and it actually cost us 24,000 instead of charging us the new price. So this is great. The used machinery feature idea behind this episode can live on, and we can continue the rest of the series only buying used machinery. So, do we buy a front loader now? Don't know really. Probably not. Although it would be handy, wouldn't it? Yeah, I wonder how much it would be. It would still be like £7,000. Point is, we do have a front weight on here now. I love how that mod has actually put a straw bale in the used machinery sales. So this might seem hilarious, but it's actually really good, because if it's putting bales and stuff in, if we get desperate, we can actually buy things like that, instead of having to wait for the correct month to make something like that. So yeah, I think that could be really, really handy. Now, I am going to put this on the cultivator, but I do not in any way expect it to actually work. Just because I know we're 60 horsepower down. Well, it attaches to it, but can it pull it? I wouldn't have thought so. That's good that it can lift it, though. Of course, we're going downhill. I'd say no, not really, but it's still going to be really handy to have this tractor for when we're doing the other cultivation work and drilling. And yeah, we will start to replace our other tractors. We could well sell a John Deere or something like that. So yeah, downhill we are actually getting 9 miles per hour, which isn't bad. But then yeah, it gets a bit upset and has to change gear. That slows us right down. So I'll just fine tune this dividing line. And I think we're going to start work on the yard. We do need to start constructing a yard. Yeah, this is not going to be a cultivation tractor with this cultivator. We're still waiting for that to pop up in the sale. And it actually could pull it up the hill, but only at 4 miles per hour. But anyway, it is March, which means that we can put some crops in. Oats is a crop which we would like to do. So it might be worth putting the oats in right now. But obviously we are constructing the yard as well. So let me go and attach to the drill. Squeeze through here. We've got some seed over at the store. And it's going to use more than what the canola used, which was very little. Let's see here. Oats, right, so that's all set up. And let's go and choose the yard area. It's going to be a good idea. So we have decided that it is going to be on the flat grass over here, because then we don't need to cut any more trees down. This area here was okay, but it was just not flat enough. And we own this. We basically start with all this here. So it makes a lot of sense to put it somewhere on the flattest part here. Yeah, we own all this, so like here actually is ideal. Because this is completely flat. It's completely flat. So, we need money. We need money for buildings and stuff. This will have to be done slowly but surely. It would be good to get a workshop sooner rather than later. Because there isn't even one at the store. But it just needs to be marked out first of all, I suppose, with the texturing tool. We may look at getting a modded workshop, because yeah, £45,000 is a fair chunk of money. There are cheaper ones. There is even just the tool bag, which is probably like £100. So yeah, we'll just have to see what the best thing to do is there. But anyway, let's go and start the drilling, and then once we do have a yard area, we can get this area tidied up, and instead of just dumping machines just in the middle of the track, we'll be able to keep them all within the yard complex, which would be nice. It'd be very nice indeed. Now, we did also, in the previous episode, analyse the soil. So we now know all the data about the soil. It's not very good. It's really not a very good soil type. But, well, I was going to say it could be worse. I don't know if it could be worse, actually. Now, can I use steering assist for this? Yeah. How is that going to go? It's going to go that way. Well, not my preferred way. I'd rather go up and down this diagonal. Ooh, that's weird. Yeah. Okay, that should be fine. Let's just take a look at that. It's okay, I suppose. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Alright, so off we go. We're putting oats in. Hooray! Finally. And this is going to be one big harvest for our first year. I think it's impressive for our first year. All of that canola and all of this oats. And then we do actually own all that land as well. As soon as we have some bigger machinery, we can start working over there. And I've got to keep checking this used machinery sale, because there's going to be a new thing every single hour. So, yeah, at 9 o'clock we can check again. Well, the Massey Ferguson is doing beautifully. Very pleased we have this. And before anybody says, oh, you only bought it because it's a Massey Ferguson, Chainsaw was actually in full agreement when I first said, oh, there's a Massey Ferguson in the sale. So, yeah, it was completely a joint decision. And he's actually on the way now, I think, with the fertiliser spreader, because we do need to get the fertiliser applied. And because we do now have precision farming all operating correctly. Oh no, there's weeds on the other side. Yeah, we should be able to see fertiliser. Yeah, and obviously it's terrible because the other side never got done either. The other side, it looks like it will be okay then. Like no crop destruction from the tyres. It's going to take Chainsaw a while because we need a lot of bags over here. That spreader empties really fast. So we're going to have to get the flatbed trailer, I think, but we don't have a lot of money to be able to load up bags, so yeah, there's going to be a lot of money spent on fertiliser very soon. He's not going to get very far at all. Like, you can see how much it's taking. It's taking a serious amount. Can't believe we own all this. Just going to try and see if a worker is going to be happy to do this, because if it is, then I can go and sort out some fertiliser. Don't do the headlands. Are you actually going to insist on going that way? I can't remember what degrees I've got. Was it 110? You need to follow what I've done. If you follow what I've done, there'll be no issues. You're just going to sit there. Yep, go back and continue. If it was 110, we should have no problems here. Good. Okay, so I think it was this tractor which can take the front loader. Where is the front loader? We'll have a look at what Chainsaw's done soon. Looks like he's got a nice big area over there. Yeah, I think I took the front loader off over here somewhere. Indeed, but I have forgotten where the pallet fork is. Where did we put the pallet fork? They can't have gone far. We may have to check the map to locate it. I think we just dumped everything, didn't we, when we brought everything back to here? There's a chance I'm looking straight at it, but hard to say. That'll do. There it is. Yes, I am looking straight at it. How typical. Well, we shouldn't lose the grab because it's got a nice big red claws on it. And it's probably going to be worth putting a weight on the back too, but the weight which we have was actually being used on the front of the other tractor. Yes, there it is. So, well, if I can get it off, I don't know if I can... Easier said than done. The work has gone funny. Okay. Oh, I've opened the bonnet. Whoops. Well, Chainsaw has been to tackle the worker. Apparently, it's been trying to drill in the canola field. Like, why would it ever think, I reckon I need to drill over there because it's all nice and green and growing, instead of where there's a nice, beautiful seed bed. Oh, these workers. It's so weird because sometimes they're really good and I'm really impressed by them, and other times they're just absolutely useless. Anyway, yes, I'm here with the Ford, with a front loader. So let's go and get the fertiliser. I have forgotten the trailer, but I don't think we're going to be able to afford much anyway, so we'll always come back with the trailer if we need it. We've only got £4,500. We've also got the seed here as well. We need to take that back as well, ideally. Right. Well, I think I'll do the fertiliser first, because that gets Chainsaw going. And we do need to buy some more seed as well, so we'll take 2 pallets of seed in a minute. But we'll take the 2 bags of fertiliser first. Hopefully we can lift 2, but it's actually 1 and a bit, isn't it? I don't know how much is in this one. But I'm not going to find out by doing that. Too far. Oh no. How am I getting it so wrong? There we go. No, it won't tell me. Might only be tipping over because it's all on one side. Right, sort of, it's on our limit. Wish I'd brought the trailer now, but I didn't bring it. I'll get it next time. Joy. Oh, joy. You see, if this was a 4-wheel drive tractor, we would actually be moving fine. Okay, that works. I think it's safe to say if I did this in real life, both these bags would just burst open and there'd be fertiliser everywhere. Now, this tractor might not be able to go in that crop due to crop destruction. Wow, the moment I try and lift it, and I just can't move. So yeah, I'll put it here for now. Put them both there. And now I need to go and get seed, but I'm going to get another pallet. I can't imagine the seed's quite as heavy, but yeah, I'm going to get the trailer. Not going to go through that again. There we go, we're flying now. So Chainsaw has taken over. He's on the tapered part of the field. So he's going to be doing a lot of turning around soon. But yeah, we've got the fertiliser at least, so we can continue with this. And we should have enough for this side, but we certainly will not have enough for the entire plot. Because yeah, it's not really that much fertiliser we have here. It is only a bag and a bit. Oh, is it just one bag now? No, it's still a bag and a bit. But I suppose every hopper is only 300 litres. It is a small hopper. And if for some reason it didn't analyse, unless that goes into a different plot, does it? Oh, it must be part of 15. Yeah, it didn't analyse that top little piece. We'd have to sort of sample 15, which would potentially be worth it, actually. How much would that cost? Yeah, 262. So that should hopefully fill in. It's already done it. There we go. Yep, that's done that. Phew. Yeah. Pleased I thought of that. Right then, so continuing on. Let's get all of the canola fertilised. This is where it would be beneficial to do soybeans because, ooh, yeah, we don't need to fertilise soybeans. Well, that's chainsaw done, all drilled, and yeah, we're actually benefiting here because, as it would appear, oats doesn't require as much fertiliser as canola does, so we're not getting through it as quickly. Very pleased to say. Whether or not we'll have enough though, I think we might. Might just be the perfect amount. So I'm going to have to go over there now just to refill. And the sooner we can get a workshop the better, because that Massey Ferguson that we bought, I didn't even realise at first, but sounds like it is over 50% worn out. We're losing a lot of power there. It could be way better, but we need the workshop. And we can't really decide if we should have to build the £45,000 one, or if just a tool bag or box will be okay. Would be good to make a third field before harvest. It would. Maybe. Yeah, maybe somewhere flatter. Over there is actually quite flat. Or indeed near the yard. Well, eventually it's all going to be fields, so... anywhere. But I'll just get finished off here. And then, well, that'll be all the fertilising for this area, but of course if we're going to make another area, then, yeah, we're going to need more fertiliser for that. I don't think we can make anything too big yet, because it's, well, we do have April, I suppose. We can drill oats in April as well. But I think, you know, as soon as harvest has been and gone, we're going to be in a really good position, because this is not a small area. This is pretty significant, but what we do need is a baler. Oh, we've not checked the sale. We'll check it at midday. But yeah, if a baler pops up, one that we can afford, it's going to have to be a round baler. Then we'll have to get that, because that's going to be super handy for the oats. And that, again, is the Massey Ferguson is perfect for running the baler. So the Massey Ferguson was definitely needed. Oh, I actually wasn't expecting it to take the entire bag there. So that is both the bags cleared. And we've got almost a full hopper, so really we don't have much at all. But at least we didn't have to go and buy another bag for this area. That's good. Right, well, of course, if we're going to be doing another area, I'm going to have to get a cultivator on. Chainsaw's got the bigger one. I can get a smaller one. And, well, one of the Fords would be absolutely fine for pulling that. There is one just over here. But let's just start putting some stuff into the yard, because we don't want to be just dumping everything here. We have a yard now, so we need to use it. A yard with a shed. Not a super expensive shed, but it's a decent size. I think it would have been about £10,000. Yeah, this is good. This is very good. I'm going to use that Ford just there, so we'll just park this behind it. This can take its space. There we go. Good. We're off. Of course, I don't have the front weight on here anymore, but we don't need it for the small cultivator. Now, how do I close the bonnet? I have opened the bonnet. Okay. Aha, there we go. And where's Chainsaw? There's Chainsaw. This is a really good area, actually, and if we do ever need to expand the yard, we can just build on the field. Just to start off with, we'll get it cultivated. Yeah, we need a workshop. That tractor needs a service. If we do encounter any stumps or anything, this attachment on the front can delete them. It's a good attachment. It is midday now, so let's check the sales. We have got, since we last checked, these three. So the Bailey trailer is probably the most tempting thing there, but again, it's not something we need desperately, but it's a good size. It is a very good size. For only 7,846, we'd have to go and sell a load of trees. But, no, we'll keep an eye on that. Definitely keep an eye on it. Right, let's go. Well, this may look weird, but it's actually working really well. The extra power in the Ford, with it not being used on the cultivator we've got on, is being used to push the Massey Ferguson, which just needs a service, as we know. But it's getting us up to those good speeds, 8 or 9 miles per hour instead of 4, or indeed 3. So, yep, like I said, It might look weird, but this is getting the job done much, much faster. So we'll continue like this. Well, we're almost at the end, and it really is going extremely well. I just backed off a minute ago, and Chainsaw, his speed just completely halved, and it was just trying to figure out which gear to go in again. It just couldn't do it. So this has been a good brainwave. This has been a very good brainwave. But hopefully, when that tractor is finally serviced, it will be able to pull that on its own. And if not, it doesn't really matter, because it's going to have other jobs to do, and we're going to get a bigger tractor anyway. We're going to target a 200 horsepower tractor. Also, a Crone baler has appeared in the sale for 20-something thousand. Was it 24? Yes, 24,232. We do need to get that, really. So I think next time we'll stay in March, we'll sell some trees, then we'll buy it, and then we can move on to April. That'll be the best thing to do, because we really do need to get that. Right, okay, so we're on the final little bit. This is a huge expansion. I didn't even think we would get anywhere near this today, after all the work we did in the other fields. Let's give them a push. See, it gets it from about 4 miles per hour to 9. Go. Takes a few seconds to pick up the pace, but yeah, we'll get it to 9. Eventually. Typical. I normally get it to 9, but yeah, okay. Oh, I did hit 9. It just about hit 9. Not long enough stretch. And here we go. The final little bit. Might as well keep pushing him. Okay. So there we have it. Our field expansion. And it's not bad. And it's so nice that we now have a yard. Having a central base is always a good feeling. Before we were literally lost in the forest. There we go. So I'm going to put this back into the shed, but of course I need to remember to switch off the create field mode, which I have just done. Otherwise we're going to plough up the yard. Would it do it anyway? Let me just see. No, good. And Chainsaw's going to park here. So I think really for the first time in this series, that is the first big step forward we've done. This has been the most successful episode to date. So plenty more work to do, but it's now looking promising. I was doubtful at the end of the previous episode, very doubtful. But no, it's all looking so good. So we're going to leave it here for today. Please do stay tuned. Please remember to like and subscribe, very important. And there's a link down below to Chainsaw's video as well. Please do check that out. But until next time, see you again very soon. Bye for now.